Hello there guys, and welcome to video number 2 on our playthrough of The Outer Worlds. Well, this is taking a little bit longer to load than I expected. I thought I'd say welcome to video number 2 and we'd jump straight in. Here we are. Okay, we've just arrived in Edgewater, so our task is to get our ship off the ground. Right. We should have a little bit of an explore before we continue with our main mission. Well, that's not good, is it? There we go. Right, this is our map. That's where we've got to get to. It's not really showing anything here. There should be some vendors and shops, but let's just go straight to where we need to go.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Oh, very interesting. Well, the last time I came in here, I just came straight up, interrupted and started talking, so I thought I'd listen to what they are chatting about. So they've obviously got a few problems with the cannery.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
It's alright, I'll wait till you're finished.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I wouldn't have said my name was Katumi Stevens. I'd have lied and said I was Hawthorne. Right, are you Reed? I was told that I need to talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Well, uniforms? What the fuck are you talking about?
Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
Right, I'm just going to say that I don't work for the Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Right, my ship is in need of repairs, and I am looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Right, that sounds interesting. Let's hear it.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Okay, so when you say it's mostly abandoned, what exactly do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't really think these people are going to take kindly to their power being cut off.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Right, okay, if you want me to solve your desert problem, I charge by the head.
Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Well, I didn't mean I was going to kill him. I meant I want money for each one that I get to come back here and work. So he kind of misunderstood me there, so my options wasn't exactly what I would have gone for. I wouldn't have said that. But what do we have here? Right, all right, Reed, I'll see what I can do to help.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Right, sure, I can do with the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Yeah, I've got to say, he's trusting me with his codes, he's asking me to do all this stuff. He has no idea who I am. I've just wandered into this city. So there you go, well, this small town. Right, let's get going. Okay, so we now got companions. You've gained a companion. There are characters that join your adventure party and help you in a variety of ways. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You can unlock special companion combat abilities with the inspiration skill. There you go. Right, well, let's get out of here. Look at that. I pressed it as quick as I could, just a quick tap. I still get my gun out. Oh, I hope they fix that in a future update.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Well, I know you want to talk, and I know you're not going to walk out of this elevator until we speak.
Hey, mister, can we talk?
Oh, so now you're ready to talk? Yeah, we can. I wanted to talk. Come on.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Right, I am saying, right, if this is about the deserters, what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Right, did you know this Adelaide that Reed had mentioned?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Right, you can't leave it like that. So why were Reed and Adelaide arguing? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt. If you can get out to her.
Oh, a bit silly how it's offering me an option I've actually just chosen. Right, I'm sure the deserters are very fine people, but so what?
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Right, we can't actually progress through the story unless we take somebody's power regulator. So we either take the one from the town, which powers the town, where there are lots of people dependent upon it, and there's the cannery and all that stuff, or we take the one from a deserter camp, which is just a couple of kind of gypsies living out in a greenhouse. So, right, it kind of makes you want to help the deserters. It's almost like they're the underdog and you've got to help them. But to me, that is an incredibly stupid decision. I'm sorry if you're playing this game and you made that decision. But it's just that they're saying, oh, the deserters are going to be at the mercy of marauders. Yeah, so would the town be if I take all their power. Right, and the cannery that provides the food for people and the jobs, that wouldn't work anymore. Right, so it's kind of for me, this decision is a bit of a no-brainer, but it does make you look like a bit of a shit by taking the power away from the deserters rather than away from this guy who's meant to come across as a bit of a baddie. So that's my opinion on this matter, and I am playing my character for the greater good. So even though these deserters are going to think I'm being a bit of a shit, I'm not. And I'm going to go along with Reed's plan that if I take away their power, it's kind of forcing them to come back to town where they're going to be a lot safer. Right, so we're going to go and talk to the vicar. So what do we need to talk to the vicar about? Flipping a switch in your power mill?
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all.
Right, Parvati, we'll go and have a chat with him. I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop on by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay, let's crack on and go find the vicar. I think stuff in here is going to be stealing, isn't it? You steal stuff and your reputation can go down if somebody catches you, which they usually don't. But you don't really need to steal stuff. There's enough stuff knocking around for you to not need to steal. Right, let's go and have a chat with the vicar. Let's have a quick look at my map and see where I am. Right, so... the shop has now appeared. Look, the vicar is all the way over here. So I want to go and have a little quick chat to this vicar first before I go.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Oh, Christ. Bumped into a
Almost
lamppost.
lost a finger in the cannon.
Right, where is the chapel? There it is.
Another day at the cannon.
I wonder if the plague...
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
Right, Parvati wanted to talk to you. It's about what Reed has just asked us to do.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Right, he's asked us to cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
So what exactly do you think about Adelaide's group?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
See, I agree with that. I think that's the best idea. There's marauders all over the place. I think getting all the people in one place is a better idea because I don't have the option of not taking the power from one of them. I've got to take it from one. So I think take it from the place that's not very established, where there's just a few people, send them back to town with its walls and its shops and its security. Right, let's have a little look. Right, sounds a bit like I've got my work cut out for me, but thank you very much for your time, Vicar Max.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
No, it bloody isn't. The last time I got to this bit, I started walking to the geothermal plant and just walked straight over a bunch of landmines. It wasn't safe at all. Right, and why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
I'd actually quite like to find the book and read it myself. So, why exactly would a vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Right, I'm just going to go with you make a compelling argument.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Fuck yeah, I want that book. Yeah, I'll look for your book. Right, what else we got in here? Actually, yeah, give me some more info. Tell me a little bit more about this book. Why is it important?
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
Intriguing. Right, I will look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Right you are, matey. Sorry that I was pointing my gun in your face the entire time we had that conversation. It's just a force of habit of mine. I don't seem to be able to stop it. Let me just show you this before we bugger off out of this church. Right, all over the church, there are these little, Ooh, hello.
See you round here too often.
You cheeky bitch.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Verity to you indeed. Oh, you little... Right, she's a bit of a busybody then. Okay, right, I wanted to show you this. Check out this. Right, all over the church there are these boxes. That is definitely the box from Hellraiser, isn't it? Yeah, Pinhead is sitting inside there. And they've got these black skulls all over the place as well. I think this church is a little bit sinister. You don't get those in any church that I've been to, that's for sure. Right, the gateway to the Cenobites. There's another one here, look. And I'm sure that does something pretty cool as well. Oh, I'll take that. So, anyway, let's crack on. Come on. we're going to go and... I can't remember what it is that we need to do. We've got to get a book, and we've got to have a little chat to Adelaide. So let's have a look at our map and see which one of those things is close by and which one we want to do. So we do have the shop and the canteen and stuff, general store. Whatever we do, we're going out in this direction. So let's be gone.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
I'm not too bothered about the... Hey, where's the door gone? You are kidding me. Have I gone into a dead end? Let's have another little look. I'm not really too bothered about popping in the shop just yet. Oh, I have. I've got into a dead end. That was a bit stupid. So it was this way.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
I'll tell you what, I'm proper losing my bearings here. Okay, so it's just down the side of the church.
Rick fortifies the steel.
There it is, look. Right, we're going to be heading over to the botanical lab. We're going to be very, very careful about landmines on the way. I'm not just going to sprint down the road like I did last time. But on the way, we will have a little lookout for the Vicar's book. I'm quite interested to see what it is. I hope I can read it when I collect it. I probably can't. I didn't get it before, so that's going to be something a little bit different for me. Okay, kind of wasn't expecting to appear here. Right. I don't know why this is not stealing. It's like stuff inside what I assume is sort of somebody's house. Right, criminal activities, trespassing, lockpicking, hacking and murder are all considered illegal activities and are frowned upon by society. I like how they frown upon you for murdering people. Avoid being seen if you want to engage in those activities without consequences. Right, interestingly, companion skills add to your skill checks. Increase your leadership skills, increasing the bonuses, blah, blah, blah. Right, quite interestingly, it's not saying that that would have been a naughty thing to do when I picked that, the lockpick on there. It's not saying that taking these would be stealing or anything like that. It just looks like they're freely available, whereas it normally goes red if you're not supposed to have them. So I'm assuming this is all my shit then. Can't remember leaving it here, but I'm certainly going to take it. And take that lockpick as well. Just stand there and watch. Right, I'll also have a little look at her ledger, and I could do with giving her possibly better weapons or armour if I have them available. So she's got this hoof in a hammer, which is pretty damn good actually. And at the moment she's just got a pistol. And I have no spare armour, which is really unusual. Normally you pick up quite a bit of armour, right at the very beginning. But I think I killed a couple of people and didn't see where their corpses went and missed out on the opportunity to do that. So her perks... Oh, I haven't got any available yet. So it's kind of like leveling up your own character. You can kind of, improve them as well. So increase your engineering skill when she's in the party. Decrease the amount of threat this companion generates when attacking enemies. You haven't really got to worry about stuff like that on story mode. Increase the amount of threat that this companion generates when attacking enemies, or increase this companion's maximum health. So that I'm going to pop over to myself now and see if there's anything that I'd like to do with my own. My inventory. That's where I want it to be. So I want to equip this. There we go. That is it. And I'll just hang on to these things for now, and I'll be scrapping them a little bit later. So when I level up, I might take the perk that's going to enable me to get more stuff from scrapping things and just hang on to them until then. Where's the fucking door? Oh, there it is. Hang on a minute, I didn't take that, I just walked up to it and it automatically... Oh no, it didn't automatically take it, it just opened the box.
Easy.
that's not going to let me go in there. So, I believe that the direction that we need to go is completely the other side of the town, so I've got to run all the way around the town. Jesus Christ, stop automatically, yeah. I mean, I should have come out of the town kind of up this way, look, so I've got to be getting up there, but I'm just going to run around the outside. And I want to see where that lost book is. So, the illustrated manual. Let's highlight that one. Have a look back at our map. Ah, that is here. So we'll be heading to there. It's kind of on the way to up here where we want to go. So we'll go and get the book. All this lava. So we seem to be on quite an active volcano with a flow of lava going down to the sea. There we go. Oh shit now. Oh bollocks, that was completely the wrong button.
Nice one.
Okay, we've leveled up. Just grab this this junk that's lying around. I really don't think that any of those creatures needed any of this. I'll probably just keep him warm by the fire. And I chewed off this dude's leg. Right, Kane Van Acker, Spacer's Choice Ethologist, assigned to Terra 2. This week I've decided to study Pterorae mating habits. That's the bird that we've just killed. The female Pteroraes leave their nesting area in the morning and return in the afternoon with random objects, typically something shiny or bright. Then they build displays with these objects and perform what I can only describe as a dance for the audience of the males. If a male likes what he sees, the two go off and nest together in one of the nearby trees. Gerald, if you're reading this, I've done waiting for you. Collect my things and meet me at the next site. And don't be late. I expect punctuality from my assistants. Oh, there you go. Right, we are going to indulge in a little bit of the extra stuff. Little side missions and things. Oh, I need to spend a skill point, don't I? Right, so we've got 10 points available, and what do we want? Well, we are pushing these dialogue up. We want to be getting these up to 40 next, so we can get all these through up to 38, and we also... And that's going to be useful in unlocking the restricted items, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. And science and engineering. So, tinker. Improve your weapons and armour in the workbench. That is something that we're definitely going to be wanting to do. And engineering, field repair. That is also something that we're going to want to do so that we can just fix things without having to go to a workbench. So those two are currently on 18. So we'll pop a couple of points in here so that we now have unlocked those two perks. And what else do we want? So leadership. So we've got our inspiration. No, we don't really need to do that. I do think that we might pile some in here. These effects, this cower, scramble, and terrify, they really are quite useful, especially when they start, getting better when you start leveling them up. So they are very effective. Not really interested in melee at all. So I'm not going to be bothering with that. And you know what? I think we are going to go for the dialogue option. So we're going to put all 8 in here, which means on the persuade, with the boost in the brackets, we are up there on. We haven't actually unlocked the perk, but we're up there on 41. So that's where we're putting those. Combat dialogue abilities. You have unlocked a dialogue combat skill. When attacking the correct type of target, they are automatically debilitated. Did it not tell me that before? I'm pretty sure that it did. But anyway, that's these things from Persuade, Lie, and Intimidate. So the Cower, the Scramble, and the Terrify. Right, we've still got the correct mission highlighted. So let's continue on our way. It's usually worthwhile not going down the direct path and just going off a little bit like I am at the moment, because you tend to find a lot more loot just, you know, knocking around on little campsites and things. You bump into a lot of things like this as well. These this little tiny marauder base here. Tell you what, I'm going to have a crack with this. Now what you can do as well is aim on one of the people. Jesus Christ. And you can select her special attack. Oh, I might not have unlocked it.
Everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, I have got a special attack thing. I was just pressing the wrong one. I've unlocked the one where you press left on the D-pad. Without realising it, I haven't yet unlocked the one where you press right on the D-pad, and I was pressing right to try and do a special skill. That I don't have that yet. So yeah, if you press the left button, she runs up to them, she just whacks them with the hammer and causes quite a lot of damage. So as I say, going off the beaten path, we've got all this stuff. And you get so much loot, you really do. So where was the other marauder? So this is one of the things I really don't like about first-person view. You seem not to have a very good field of vision, and quite often you just can't find stuff. That's the one that I've looted already, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. So, and that up there is nothing but a bunch of flowers. I'm sure there was another one. So we've got one here. One here. Is that the one I've not looted? I'm sure I've had this one already. Oh no, this is the one I hadn't looted. Okay, that's all three. Ah, we need to be going that way. I tell you, I do get turned around quite easily in games and lose my sense of direction and bearings. I really do. In real life, I have an astonishingly good sense of direction and bearings. I always seem to know, like the which way north, east, south, and west are, just naturally. That seems to come very natural to me. Is that guy dead or just having a rest? But in games, I struggle with it a lot. I need to turn this sensitivity down, I think. Are there any more? Well, there definitely are, but...
Here we go!
Here's the other one. There you go. That's her skill. Walloping people with a hammer.
Down they go! That's the last of them.
Her skills do recharge pretty quickly as well. You can use it quite often. And now we actually do have a bit of armour that's better than what we've got. It's not much better than what we've got. And it seems that when you wear the Marauder's armour, people don't like it. They don't like you dressing at it. They think it's very poor taste. So it changes a bit of the dialogue on the conversations that you have with people. There's not much stuff in here, is there? Is there? No. You can sleep pretty much anywhere, and sleeping is quite useful because if you sleep for a while, if you buy a load of stuff from the vendors and then you sleep, and normally you have to sleep about 3 or 4 times, then when you wake up all the vendors are restocked again, and that can be incredibly useful. And you can actually buy stuff off the vendors and then just kind of, with your perks, you can sell it back once you've broken it down and gotten all your mods out of it and stuff, and you end up making money. So it's a really easy way to make money in the game. Right, this is bound. Well, we won't let us pick up those. Right. Right, the personal terminal of Clement Aldridge. Messages. Available messages from J. Bartel. Oh, I don't know if I can bother to read this. Okay, I'll read it. Right, Clement, I find I must disagree with your theories about the Earth Directorate's place in the colonial system. Sadly, as much as I appreciate the board and the New Frontier, they've opened for us. I'm not very good at reading. I have to warn you before I crack on with reading these things out. I believe Halcyon and all of the other colonies on the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Do you think that the corporations would accept the mandated inclusion of the Earth Minister if they had a choice of the matter? Right, I am dyslexic, but I practice a lot with my reading to try and improve it. But sometimes, when there's certain colour text on a certain colour background, I really struggle with it. And this is one of those situations. I struggle with text like this on a black background. I really do. But the worst by far is black writing on white background, which is quite common. So I realised when I was at school, this kind of thing wasn't recognised because it was in the 1980s and no one cared about that sort of stuff. But I discovered myself that if I put if the writing was on like a yellow background, I could read it easily. It's like the words calm down. And without that, they seemed to be quite noisy to me and they just moved around. And I read generally what was there, but not the actual words. And then when I realised that something printed on a yellow piece of paper was very easy to read, I then got like a yellow piece of acetate and I put that over the top of a white piece of paper with black text on it. And immediately it just seemed to go flat. The words calmed down. It stopped vibrating. They stopped moving around and I could read it. So, yeah, that's the strategy that I then used. I had this piece of yellow acetate that I put over things that I wanted to read. Right, let's admire the view. So anyways, if that's something that you suffer from as well, and you struggle to read stuff like that, give it a try. It worked for me. And I noticed as well that some fonts seem to work a lot better than others as well. Right, if it's quite expensive to lockpick it, I'm always thinking, there's probably going to be something good in here. But there very rarely is. It's not normally that good at all. Okay, where is our... Oh, we're actually in the correct place. Oh, what do you know? So is there like a back door, or... No, we've got to go back in, but I've just got to get this first. I hadn't noticed that. I was just kind of looting the houses. I hadn't noticed that we're in the correct one. So it's through here, is it? Alright, we'll pick up this stuff. So here we go. This, apparently, is the book. So, collector's letter. I've just got a letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to Edgewater Cannery, effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community centre, selling rare memorabilia. But scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Yeah, no they don't. So many people, I'm quite a spiritual person, and so often people say, everything happens for a reason. And it's like, yeah, that happened because you ignored all the signs that were telling you not to do something, and now this has happened. So yeah, I think that people need to take that everything happens with a reason with a pinch of salt. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, here we go. I can't bear to part with it. Don't want those books mouldering in some contraband locker. So I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. Right, so we've got to go to a cave by the river then. Look how much experience I just got for that. There's a lot of shit here. Right, that's it. It's a rather disgusting toilet. Look at the toilet roll dispenser, which I assume is what that there is supposed to be. It's like Demolition Man, where he swears to get the violation tickets to wipe his ass because he doesn't know how the free seashells work. Right, we are done in here. Let's go on to the next spot then. So over by the river, apparently. Did I take his stuff? Oh. Right, keep your eyes peeled, Parvati. There's probably going to be some very nasty men around here. Look, there's one. Yeah, there were. I told you there would be. So yeah, there's a lot of marauders around. We can shoot that though.
Here we go.
There's actually an achievement you unlock if you shoot... Oh, hello, who are you shooting at? Oh, bloody hell, this dude here with the fucking mega armor on. Didn't notice him.
That's the last of them.
Right, yeah, as I was going to say, there is an achievement that you get if once you've shot about, I think it's about 30 people in the nuts, you get an achievement for it. You got to be in that time dilation thing, bullet time thingy, slow motion mode to get it. But right, they died because they were guarding that bracelet. Right, we're going to go and get the heavy armor off that dude that was up the hill before we go on to get the book. Oh, I thought that was a box. Right, so where is the dude that had the heavy armor? He came a little bit closer to me, didn't he? So he's going to be somewhere around here. Right, this is what I mean. I can never find the corpses when I've killed somebody. So that mod on Fallout where the corpses glow for you, it's so fucking useful. Otherwise you spend half of your time just doing this. Running about thinking, where exactly did he die? Now I know he's got heavy armor. And I want to give her that. That's so fucking annoying, it really is. Ah, is that him? Yeah, there he is. Right. So retrofitted heavy power armor. There you go. You are encumbered for carrying too much heavy items. You cannot sprint or fast travel while encumbered. Sell, drop or break it down into your inventory and reduce your carry weight. Right, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the armor onto her and then that will reduce my weight a little bit. So let's pop over to the armor section in here. And we want to be popping this onto her. So there she goes. And that hopefully should... yeah, my weight is now 81 of 90, so I've still got quite a lot. I think I should grab that book and then teleport back to the ship and break a few things down. But I'm gonna resist breaking anything down while I can get away with it. Right, so there's a machine gun. Do you want this? An assault rifle or a machine gun? Or what do you think that she'd like the most? Or a plasma rifle? She does look badass, don't she? Right, so... that causes stagger. This causes stagger as well. This uses heavy bullets. This uses light. I've got 90 of those, and I've got 30 of these. I'm gonna give her that, because I tend to use the light ammo more than I do the heavy ammo, so I don't want her to use it all up. Oh yeah, in this section here you can kind of change the way they behave. So you can say, you know, stay really close to me, stay medium, stay quite far away. You can say always use your melee or do mixed, or always use your ranged, which is quite useful. And this one here, if you're playing in the supernova mode, then it's best to put her all the way down to passive, so she doesn't engage combat, because if she dies in supernova, that's it, she's gone for good, you don't get her back. So I'm going to make her aggressive, and she's going to use a mixture of weapons, and she's going to keep a medium distance. So that's I mean, that's about right. So the illustrated manual, which is the one we still have left, we just need to collect it from the river. And there was another dude up here as well, wasn't there, that I want to steal loot from. Although I am getting very close. I can hear somebody coughing. It was him.
Nice one!
Oh Christ, didn't see that dude. Go get him. Yeah, cheers. Go and hit him with your hammer. Oh, because she's in the bloody way now. There were a lot more of them than I thought. I thought, oh Christ, there's still another one somewhere. Where the sod is he? Oh, there. And another one. In there. Right, go get him. Bloody hell.
I'll fix you right up! Everyone all right?
Well, I'm glad I'm on story mode, because I ran right into a pile of aggro there, didn't I? Get out of the way, Pavy. Is this the one that we've read already? If it is, this will be empty. No, this is not empty, so we haven't read this one already. I thought I had. Oh, it's just a... I thought it was like one of those computers, but it is not. So we are going to be overloaded in a bit. We're picking up a little bit more stuff than I anticipated.
Oh, clever.
Okay. Have a little nose upstairs before we go. It's so hard not to go and look at everything. I'm not going to totally look at everything, because it's not really fair on you guys that have got to watch me just walking around picking every item up that I see. Whereas if I was just playing by myself, that's what I do. I pick up absolutely everything. I don't know why, I just feel like I might be missing out if I don't. This is intriguing.
Nicely done.
I wonder if Parvati fancies a little bit of woohoo. Fancy coming to bed? Not yet. Okay, maybe later. Right, let's go get the book. Otherwise, we're just going to fill up on stuff. Can I just jump down off here? I'm pretty sure that I can. I'm going to have to go and loot this guy anyway. I can't not loot him. Although I can't sprint at the moment. Right, let's have a little look at our inventory then. And I'm on 92 of 90, so I'm going to eat some food, I think. It'll give me a little bit of experience. I might put some of this on as well. So that's a 7, that's a 9, that's a 4. A makeshift low pressure suit. Right, I'll be going with that. But I just want to have a little look at this, at my overalls. Look at my pale arms. They don't even look like skin. I am completely, unless that's a very tight fitting outfit on my actual arm by my bicep, I am totally without hair. It's very strange. I appear to be made of plastic. Right, we're going to pop this this suit on. There we go. So we need to break a few things down. So I'm going to break down this armor, and that is going to reduce the carry weight a little bit. And we want to do the same thing. I'm actually going to eat something. What we got a lot of, or what is there a lot of in the game that you can pick up without thinking about it? Right, you see these bananas quite often, so we'll eat one of those. And that did nothing. They don't weigh very much. Right, we should really look at the weight, shouldn't we? Let's eat something that weighs a lot. So 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Yeah, they're all going to weigh 0.3, aren't they? Right, in that case, let's break down some guns that we don't need. Whoops. Right, I wasn't breaking it down, I was adding it to my junk. I was wondering why nothing was changing, so there we go, that'll do. That means I can sprint again. And where is our marker? So just over here. I'm now going to pick up another load of junk that I don't need, and I'll be over my bloody weight limit again. Right then, let's get the book. Quest updated, the illustrated manual. Oh, aye, we've got a perk. Lovely. So we've discovered the river hideout, gives us some bonuses. Oh, shit. Whoops. I honestly was going to go and pick that up. As crazy as it sounds. Right, there is something over here. Some baddie. I can see them on my little mini thing at the top.
Nice.
Right, the journal that we've been looking for. So obviously we've got to take that. We're going to take everything, but I want to look at the journal. I don't know whether it's going to let me or not, because I've never come and fetched it before. So let's go into our inventory, and we need to go over to the journal. I don't like how it's on something already selected and it covers everything else up. So here we are. A handwritten journal, right stick, inspect. I was really hoping we'd be able to read it, but unfortunately not. We can just do this. It's very Fallout, isn't it, this bit? No, unfortunately we can't have a butcher's. It tastes like enlightenment. Okay, right, let's get our perk. So let's pop over to our character and see which perk we want to take for our second one. I mean, we could go for our carry weight, couldn't we? That's going to be pretty handy. And we've also got some skill points, so we'll have a look at our skill points first. We've got 10 of these, so we can... let's have a look what's going to be useful for us. Right, so we've got this up to 36. We're going to be 4 points in here, which is going to give us the next level of all these lovely things. So that's increased by 7 seconds. And this one is the Terrifier's area effect is increased by 100%. So that's quite nice. So hack and lockpick. I still want to be working this one up to the 60, so I'm going to pop those in there. So get this towards 50 and then work on that one by itself to get up to 60 in that category. So that's our skills done. And we now want to pick our perk. So what we're going to go with then, I'm not worried about vendor prices just yet. 50% XP from kills. Right, so we're on 90 of 90 on our carry capacity at the moment, so we can pop that in and get to 140. Fast travelling when encumbered is also very, very useful. You know what? Let's just go back in here for a second. I want to have a quick look at which one it is that enables you to get the... I think it's one of these tech skills. Right, second and third drug mister slot. Competent tinkering. Ah, this is the one. Right, I want my engineering on 40. I completely forgot about it. So engineering being on 40 means when you break down weapons and armor, there's a 20% chance to extract a basic mod. Now that is a really, really useful thing because you just collect loads of stuff, you break it all down, you get some mods out of it, especially if you increase this even more. And then, of course, you can sell all that stuff and you end up making quite a lot of money. So I do need to get some stuff on engineering on the next time I level up and improve that. So which perk are we going to take? I think I'm actually, at this stage, going to go for the carry capacity. We can grab some more stuff. Come on, hurry up. I seem to be... that's it. It's because I was bent down. I was thinking, what's going on? I seem to be very close to the ground. But I was in sneak mode. Oh, shit, there's a mine. Right, I was going to teleport to him, but it's really not far, so I might as well just walk and possibly pick up some loot on the way. Right, that went very quick. That's about an hour already, and we don't seem to have done a great deal. But I think quite a lot of it is taken up by the dialogue. But I do want to get to know the people, you know, get to know the story a little bit. I want to get to a point where I actually care about people, rather than just not really giving a shit if they live or die, which is something that quite often happens in games and in films for me as well. I'll be watching a film, I'll be about 40 minutes in, and I'll be thinking, look, I really couldn't care less what happens to any of the main characters in this film. There's no point in carrying on watching it. So they've not sold them to me. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do myself. Let's have a little look at these deserters in our midst. Right then, where are we going? Back into the church. I always feel like I should put my gun away before I chat to a vicar. Hey dudes, how's it going, Max?
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
Yep. Well, I've got your book. It's right here.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Oh, brilliant. You didn't... let me just read them to myself. Right. I'm going to say this book seems a little bit more important than you're letting on.
There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers.
Well, fucking learn French then.
So desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
French ain't that hard. I had to learn Spanish because I've come to live in Colombia. It's not that difficult to learn a language. Just fucking learn French and read your book. Or just translate it on Google. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's have a look. Right, what exactly did you think that the book held the secrets that you were looking for?
The author had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
I'm quite interested in this book. I want to see where this goes. Why aren't any of the options just fucking learn to speak French? Oh, dearie me. Or find someone that can speak French. I can't imagine that they've got much access to tuition. They don't seem to have things like the internet and libraries and stuff, do they? Right. A vicar searching for a banned book? That kind of sets a bad example, doesn't it?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bokonu journal.
He seems to have completely given up, doesn't he? What else do we have here? Right, you mentioned something called a philosophist. What exactly is that?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bokonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. Right, could be a beneficial arrangement. I need a ride out of town. I don't. I could just walk out of town. My ship is not far away. And I kind of wouldn't mind a ship hand.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling.
Whoopee-doo.
Watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though.
Right.
I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Alright, you can do fucking everything, including playing with your toss-ball stick. Let's have a look. Spiritual counselling? Are you even a real vicar?
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
I kind of like this dude. Right, sounds like a good plan. Let's go.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
I ain't got my bloody thing yet. I need my flux capacitor before I can go anywhere. Right, your reputation with the faction has changed. There we go. Hopefully it went up. Whoops, didn't mean to... Yeah. Oh, you're a vicar. You're used to this kind of thing. I'm an altar boy. I'm just going to kneel here and pray to my lord. Get your toss ball stick out. Deary me. Right then, the next thing that we've got to do is pop over to Adelaide with her deserters, and we have to have a little bit of a chat about a power regulator, which I'm pretty sure she's not going to be too keen on handing over to me. We're going to be leaving that one to the next video because this has already run over an hour, and I think this is a good place to stop. We've just got Mr. Max, Vicar Max, with his French book. I'm hoping that we manage to bump into somebody on our journey that can speak French and decipher it for him, because he sounded proper fucked off, didn't he? And it seemed like it was like, no, it's in French. That's it. My entire life's work is now... There's no possible way that I can sort this out. That's it. It's all come to an end. I've just got to give up on life. It's in French. So... I'll see you at the ship, Vicar. So I'm going to be doing that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll teleport to the ship. Map. That's what I want. So I'll teleport over to my ship. Oh, there we go. And I will... I'll go and break down all my stuff. And, you know, free up some of my carry capacity. So that I'm ready for the next video. I'm not going to do that on this video, it's just breaking stuff down. You're going to see it over and over and over again as we continue through the playthrough. So I'm going to shut this video down, start this one uploading, and I'll just break down all my junk. And I'll start the next video, and we'll go over and get our power regulator so we can get our ship off the ground. I'll see you in the next one, guys. You take care and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.